statistical mathematical fact
never has been down.
has broken every single record. There is no asset that has come close.
It's the only thing in the industry that was not touched, that was not hacked, and it never fails doing what it promised in 2009. It's never
What's
failed.
the best performing asset the world has ever seen? And you'll find out that it's Bitcoin.
Boom. Boom. Welcome, guys. Welcome, traders. Welcome, Bitcoiners. Welcome, supporters. Welcome, subscribers. Welcome, followers. Welcome, haters. Welcome, Bitcoin negators. Welcome to everyone. Welcome to the bold. Welcome to the fearful, the afraid. Welcome to the winners. Welcome to the losers. All right, you're all welcome here, guys. I've missed you. It's been quite a bit since I've done a live Bitcoin talk. I felt like we were long overdue, back from a little mini vacation. So let's do this. Come on in, make yourselves comfortable. Grab the beverage of your choice. I've got some tea here. Maybe even grab something to take notes with. I'm a copious note taker, guys. I've done it all of my life. It still serves me. I take notes on technology. I also take notes physically. I'm an OG or an old schooler, so I still find that there's something extra special in putting an actual pen to paper. All right, so I still utilize that form of note taking as well, but I'm constantly on my traders about this as well. I have never seen. I'll tell you a quick story about note taking while we're waiting for about 300 people to join us. You know, I always like to not really delve into the topic at hand until we get about 300 people logged in. So I'll tell you this quick story. When I was very young, I read some type of self-help book. I was like maybe 11 years old or something like that. I can't remember the age specifically, but I was very young. And I just remember this individual who wrote the book, the author who wrote the book, said that he had interviewed something like 300 extraordinarily successful people. And he was trying to find the common denominator that ran through all of the successes. You see, these 300 people came from many different walks of life, They didn't have a whole lot in common, but they had one thing in common, is that they were all extraordinarily successful. So he felt that he could probably find one or two or three or four or five things that sort of ran somewhat similarly through the lives of all of them. Was there something common that sort of connected them all in some way, irrespective of them being from different parts of the world, being in different endeavors and things of that nature? Well, to make a long story short, he only found one common theme that ran through all 300 successful people. And this theme struck me. It was that they all took notes. And I will tell you that hit me for whatever reason. For that reason, I was like, I'm going to be a note taker. He's like, every single person he interviewed, every single one of these ultra successful people, they took notes. And also, these notes became a list. So he said that every single person in one form or another always carried around with them a list, whether it was in their calendar, whether they had their secretary maintain the list, but every single person, some people had it in their back pocket, some people had it in their notebook, some people had it in their breast pocket, but everyone had a checklist. Everyone had a to-do list, and they were note takers. And so from that day onward, as an 11-year-old reading this book, I vowed that I would be a note taker and a list user. All right. Almost all successful people have lists, to-do lists, things of that nature. Here's my list here. All right. Okay, guys. All right. Okay. That's my little monologue start off for today, but glad to see you guys wherever you are in the world. 314 people, so we can start. Very quickly, let me know where you're piping in from, what part of the world, what city, what country, what corner of Earth are you coming in from? All right, let me know very quickly here. Slovakia is in the house. England is in the house, I see. Fantastic. Italy, I love it. India. Whoo. Yes, Netherlands. Look at this, guys. I'm looking at your comments here. Mexico. Where else? South Korea. Yes. Miami. Woo. Yeah. Spain, Venezuela, Ethiopia, Brooklyn. Brooklyn's in the house. I'm from Brooklyn, guys. France, Statesboro, Long Island. All right. Yes. New York, of course. Okay. New Jersey. Okay. I love it. Cali, Jupiter. Okay. Uzbekistan. Nice. South Africa. Listen, guys, we're an international audience. This is very beautiful. It's special. Rwanda, South Africa. I love it. Welcome, welcome every single person. Now, guys, look, I think I forgot, what did I title this thing? Why every Bitcoin dip is more special than you think. That's what we're going to talk about today. And it's apropos for what is going on in the world today. We are experiencing a Bitcoin dip. And I think that's a very special thing. And each and every single time, guys, that Bitcoin does experience a dip of this sort, I get a barrage of DMs, I get a barrage of calls, I get a barrage of emails, and all kinds of different communications. You know, what's going on? What's the cause? Why is this? And I can sense the fear. I can sense the confusion. I can sense so many things that should not be present. And it's apparent to me that a lot of people still have not wrapped their hands around what Bitcoin is, its importance, what it's designed to do for them in their lives. And so they have this almost upside down approach to this very special asset. So I'd like to go over today why every single Bitcoin dip is more special than you think, why it's something that you should actually hope for and wish for and utilize instead of try to avoid or sidestep or even more stupidly short. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to go over and we're going to go over a number of those things. All right. Welcome, Bangladesh and Texas. All right. See, Maximum saying, I'm truly starting. I'm starting to truly love and appreciate the dips. I want to come back to that comment because that's something that we need to talk about. All right. That's one of my points on my list today. All right, Maximum. So I'll come back to your comment. Promise. All right. Check this out, guys. So let's go over this. The first thing I want to tell you is this. First thing I want to say is this, guys. If you listen to me carefully, all right? If you have not gotten to one full Bitcoin yet, I know some of you have, but if you are one of the people listening to me and you have not gotten to the place where you've accumulated at least one full Bitcoin for your life that you will never get rid of yet, and you want Bitcoin to go up, you obviously still are missing the point. You obviously still have no idea what this is. The last person that should want to see price improvement, price increases in Bitcoin from a USD denominated perspective is the person who has not yet gotten to one Bitcoin. The last thing that you should want is that the number one thing that you should want is actually for Bitcoin to crash, to pull back, to stall, to stop, to fall, and for an extended period of time so that this can help you accumulate at least the minimum thing that potentially can change your life in the future is one Bitcoin. Why would an individual who only has an amount that's going to get them, even if Bitcoin does extraordinary things, their amount is so small that it's not going to really change their life in any dramatic way? Why would a person who has that small of an amount want to see the price improve? That doesn't even make sense to me. This is the only, listen to me carefully, Bitcoin is the only thing in your lifetime that has the potential to change the trajectory of your entire bloodline. Do you understand? Every other opportunity has the ability to do a little bit for you. Maybe get you a new pair of shoes. Maybe if it's a big thing, help buy you a new car or something like that. But what I'm talking about is something that has the potential of making sure that your children's lives are affected, and they will remember your name. You will never in your entire lifetime, Mom, I'm sorry, I'm saying never. My mom used to say, Oliver, never say never. You never know, never say never. All right, Mom, I'm sorry, I'm saying never. You will never, ever in your entire lifetime ever have something that has this potential, the potential to change the trajectory of your surname. Something that has the potential to provide generational, massive wealth for generation after generation after generation. These opportunities, guys, only come about every 1,000 or so years. You'll never get another one. And so if you treat this, in my opinion, like it's just another opportunity to help me get another new pair of shoes, or maybe this opportunity will help me take my next vacation next year, like that is missing the biggest opportunity of our entire generation. There are certain things that come along that you can't treat like everything else. And Bitcoin is one of these things. And so I will tell you this again, if you haven't gotten to a place where you have enough for Bitcoin's future exponential gains to make a real difference generationally for you, if your amount is small, too small for even a gargantuan move in Bitcoin to really make a generational difference for you, then you're the last person that should want to see the price improve. You're the last person that should be excited about a Bitcoin pump. You've got to get to a place where this matters, because you will have no other opportunity in your life. I promise you this. There's nothing in existence that has this potential. Nothing that's available to you every single day. Now, some people say, "Well, Oliver, I might hit the jackpot. I might hit the lotto for $1 billion." We're not talking about that idiotic shit. I'm talking about something that's available to you every single day of your life, every single moment, with every single breath, 365 days a year, 7 days a week. This is available to you to grab at the current moment, any second of the day. A lottery win is a once in a zillion chance. We're not talking about nonsensical stuff like that. You should welcome every single dip, because Bitcoin's dips are its benevolence. It's its way of saying, you're not there yet. I'm waiting for you. I'm giving you your opportunity to get this in sufficient enough amounts to change your life and the lives of your children and their children forever. Do you understand this? And I know that what I'm saying is applicable to 90% of you. 90% of you don't have enough. And yet, you don't appreciate a dip that helps you get there faster, to get to enough faster. You appreciate a move that makes it harder for you to get there. The move up makes it harder for you to get there. The move down is what makes it easier for you to get there. You've got the shit backwards, people. You've got it backwards. Your feelings are upside down. I'm constantly telling my traders this all the time, right? The average novice trader, actually, when they're in negative territory, or I'm going to flip it to trading for a second. Most novices traders have their feelings, their emotions upside down. Do you understand this? When they're in negative territory, they hope. I hope this comes back. They're in negative territory. I hope there's a rebound. I hope I get my money back. I hope the situation improves. They hope in negative territory. When they are in profitable territory, they get fearful. They fear that the little profit that they have is going to disappear. I hope it doesn't disappear. I fear that it's going to disappear. So they snatch at the profit before it disappears. They're so used to losing that the little profit that they get, they snatch at the profit for fear that this little profit is going to disappear. They're snatchers at profit. So they're fearful in profitable territory. They are hopeful in negative territory. Now, let me ask you, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Really? That's upside down. You see, in negative territory as a trader, you should be fearful. Fearful that if I don't contain or cut this loss, it will eliminate my life, my financial life. If I don't control this, it will take me out. Fearful that it can do so much damage to your life that you give it very little room, if any. You fear in negative territory as a trader. And when you're in profitable territory, you sit back and you hope that that profit gets bigger. You hope that the profits run. You hope that this is the beginning of something big for yourself. Most novices have their feelings backwards or upside down. I am telling you, most of you are dealing with the same thing with Bitcoin. Your feelings are upside down. You are happy when the price rises and pumps. And you are disappointed when the price dips. These are backwards. This is upside down for 90% of you because 90% of you don't have enough. 90% of you don't have a sufficient amount to change your life forever. So you should be hoping for a dip in this case. You should be hoping for a drop. You should be freaking hoping for a bear market, not a bull market. If you're not there yet, this is not your regular opportunity to just say, I just want a decent gain on the amount that I have. No, because this opportunity is the mega one, the life-changing one. All the other ones are regular. So most of you have not gotten to that place where dips are looked at as Bitcoin's way of being benevolent, Bitcoin's way of giving you, the opportunity to do what you're supposed to do, to get on board the freedom train, the generational wealth train before it leaves you forever. Every single 4 years, there's thousands, tens of thousands, and soon millions of people. But every single cycle, there's people, chunks of people that wish they took advantage of Bitcoin's benevolence, never to have the opportunity again at $600, never to have the opportunity again at $1,700, never to have the opportunity again at $3,000, never to have the opportunity again at $15,000. You will never get the opportunity again at $15,000, $16,000, which was last cycle's low. You will never get the opportunity again at $3,200, which was the prior cycle's low. And you will never get the opportunity again at $600, which was the prior cycle's low. And I'm telling you, 4 years from now, you will never get the opportunity again at the next cycle's low. And this will go on every 4 years forever, people. It's going to become increasingly more difficult to get anything of substance. You're going to be dealing with Bitcoin dust in the near future. And today you can still grab chunks on the declines. In the future, you'll be grabbing dust on the declines. What's your $100 going to do way up there? But it can do a little something more now. Do you follow what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm laying down? Let me know. Yes? Yes? You understand? Maxim's saying the fun part is that I've been listening to you dozens, even hundreds of times, but it did not truly click until the recent rally up. Well, I'm glad it clicks, and I have something to say about that comment too coming up. All right, awesome. Good. Got you. Now, so let's cover some things here, guys. I got my notes here. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything, right? I want to go over, I think that one of the issues is that most people don't understand, right? They don't understand what dips accomplish. So because they don't understand that dips accomplish some very important things that Bitcoin or any market for that matter needs, but especially Bitcoin. And because they don't see the positive aspect of what dips accomplish, this is one of the reasons they also associate something negative to a dip. And most professional market players understand this, but I know that most people are not professional market players. So I'm going to explain some things. So let's go over what a dip accomplishes. Okay. The first thing is a Bitcoin dip in particular wipes out the degenerates. You can't have Bitcoin go to the moon with the degenerates latched on. This is not allowed. They're not allowed to go to the moon. Degenerates, there's a sign on the moon. No freaking degenerates allowed. Do you understand? You know what a degenerate is? Degenerate is one of those people that wants to put $100. They want to put $100 on Bitcoin and make $1 zillion through leverage. They want to do 100 to 1 leverage. They want to do 50 to 1 leverage and put a little bit in and maybe make a huge amount. They're freaking gamblers. They don't appreciate what Bitcoin is. They're treating it like a freaking trip to Vegas, like it's a crap game. All right. They don't deserve the freedom, the financial independence that Bitcoin is capable of delivering, that Bitcoin has delivered for the last 15, almost 16 years of its life. They don't deserve the moonshot. And so every single time the number of degenerates, these leech-like degenerates, latch on to Bitcoin, Bitcoin's got to back up and knock their asses off and then shoot back to the upside. Every dip is designed to free itself of these leeches. Do you understand? They don't deserve what you're working for. They don't deserve the generational moonshot. They're treating it like it's some dirty crap game on the freaking corner. This is not what you do with this asset. And so when that group gets too big, Bitcoin backs up and knocks their asses off, liquidates them all the way down until it frees itself. And when most, if not all of those leeches are gone, boom, then it takes its shot back to the upside. You understand what I'm saying? So that's number one. It eliminates the leeches. It liquidates the degenerates. All right? All right. That's it. All right, cool. Now, item number two. What else does a dip accomplish? It eliminates the tourists and the non-believers. Now, this is kind of part of the degenerates too, but it's also separate in a way. These are people that says, let me just give this, Bitcoin's in the news so much and it's moving up. Now, let me just give it a shot. That's a tourist. Now, a lot of us start off as tourists, but these tourists, they don't deserve it yet either. They don't deserve what you have. They don't deserve what you have worked hard for, the ridicule you've gone through, the lack of attention when you talk about it, the pain that you went through, yet still lived through and continue to dedicate energy, time, and effort to this, even during the bear market, how you lived through all the dips and survived. These tourists say, let me give it a shot. They don't deserve that. And so they need to get knocked off too. They try it and then boom, a dip comes and they say, see, I knew this wasn't what I should have done. And they get eliminated. This is Bitcoin's dips, guys, are the way of they're purification events. They purify Bitcoin of these undeserving groups that just want to latch on to our thing, and they don't deserve it. And I, for one, love when the dips come for this reason. Amongst the others I'm going to mention to you, I love the fact that it's eliminating these idiots. I love the fact that it's taking out the tourists that really don't believe but are trying to latch on to our thing. No, 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 no. Let the dips, every time they pile on, if that pile gets too high, I just sit back and wait for Bitcoin to just wipe them out. I know it's coming. And it comes with every sharp, powerful rally. Guys, think about this. We were just a couple of weeks at 49,000. Are you kidding me? Have you forgotten this? Is your memory that short? Just a few weeks ago, we were at 49,000. We hit almost 74,000. This was just a few weeks ago. This rally from 49 to almost 74 brought the leeches. It mushroomed the degenerates, and it brought out of the woodworks a lot of the group, the tourists. Let me give it a shot. Let me give it a shot. Let's see. Let's see what this Bitcoin thing is about. We don't want them. You know what I'm saying? We don't want them. I don't want them. I don't even want them to win. I'm sorry. Am I mean? Dude, you know what I've gone through over the last 4 years? I don't want some tourist to just come on, let me give it a shot and win big. No, you got to pay your dues. Everybody's got to pay their dues in this. I asked Bitcoin to knock their asses off, please. Please, Bitcoin, knock their asses off, please. I can deal with another dip. I'll just get more. Just knock their asses off, please. I'm sorry. That's me. That's me. All right. Love the analogies. I appreciate that, Mike. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we got the dips eliminate the degenerates and eliminate the tourists. Oh, let me give this a shot. It's not something you give a shot to. You know, you're not at some bar. I'll try that tequila. Let me try that shot. It's disrespectful. The other thing it does, these dips, they help increase the stats of the true believers. Now we get into something really special, guys. You see, every dip, a true believer is going to buy every dip. They're going to search far and wide in their lives to get some fiat from somewhere to convert that dirty, shitty piece of paper to something permanent that will deliver wealth forever. They're going to find it somewhere. You understand? A true Bitcoiner is going to buy every single one. Not a single dip will go by without being taken advantage of. And every single dip makes them a bigger Bitcoiner. You see, every time you add to your stack, you become a bigger Bitcoiner. Do you understand? I want to show you something. I'm just having this thought. I want to show you something here, right? Let me see if I can get this very quickly. Give me a second. What is it? L. Yes, here it is. I want to show you this. This is special. This is special. Why is it? Give me a second here. I'll get it. Yes. That's what I want to show you. So take a look at this, guys. Yeah, smoke on this. All right, check this out. Boom. Okay. Now, I want to show you this. This is El Salvador's Bitcoin wallet. You're looking at it. It's freaking live. Do you understand? Now, just stare at this for a second. I want you to look at the right-hand side of this. This is their Bitcoin stack. Now, at near the bottom, I think we're around $18,000 of Bitcoin, near the bottom of this cycle, guys. Okay. Bitcoin, near the bottom of this cycle, President Bukele announced that he would be buying for El Salvador's treasury 1 Bitcoin every single day, indefinitely. You understand? 1 Bitcoin every single day, indefinitely. Now, I ask you something. I'm going to bring myself back here a little bit here. I ask you something. When you look at that ladder, that is every single day. If you want to see this yourself, guys, just type El Salvador Bitcoin wallet or something like that. Bitcoin holdings or something like that. And you'll see this. But look at that golden ladder, as PJR just said. Look at that golden ladder. Look at that stairway to heaven. Now, I ask you something. Do you see a dip? Do you see a dip in that picture? There is no dip. You see, the dip is not real. The dip is temporary. It is the US dollar's opinion of Bitcoin that dips. Bitcoin doesn't dip. Look at that picture. There is no dip. It's only up forever. And so your chart, you need to make your chart look like this. Every single day or every single week or every single bi-weekly or every single month or every single bi-monthly period or every single quarter. I don't care what the time frame is. Make sure that it's a higher step up. Listen, I've mentioned this to you before. If for the rest of your life, you make sure that you have more Bitcoin this quarter than you did last quarter, if you do that every day, even if it's by a little bit, just every quarter, there's a higher step in the ladder. Every quarter, you have more Bitcoin. Every new stair step is a quarter, and every quarter, it's higher. If you do this, you will change your bloodline. everyone. This is available to everyone. Do you understand? This is what El Salvador is doing. But they're doing it every day with one Bitcoin. They don't care what the US dollar says about Bitcoin. They know Bitcoin is Bitcoin is Bitcoin. As long as that is the stair step to heaven, as long as they can create that picture, they're going to be fine every 4 years, forever. Forever. Now, they buy every day. What if at the same time they smash bought some extra on the dips? You see, they're not doing that. I don't believe they are. But that is what I want you to do. You have your regular DCA. Oh, I buy $100 every week. Ha ha. That's great. It's great. But you have to also kick in some extra when you get these dips. The dips really are special for this. They make that ladder jump up higher. Do you understand? Now, I want to go back to this. This is important. We're getting to some really important things. So these dips give the true Bitcoiner the ability to jump their ladder up higher. Now, this is very important. It's coming up. Why you want that ladder to go higher and higher. Okay, check this out. These dips also, because you and I are going to smash by the dip and boost our ladders, our Bitcoin ladders, right? It makes Bitcoin more scarce. You see, guys, you're not getting my Bitcoin. It's one-way street for me. Once I convert declining ice cube like dollars into something that goes up every 4 years forever, it never goes back to ice cream like dollars, ice cube like dollars. I'm not going back. I just freed myself from the shit. I'm not going back to the shit. I just got out of prison. I'm not going back to prison. I just left slavery. I'm not gonna now sell my freedom to go back to slavery. So it's a one-way street for me. This means that every single time Oliver Velez adds to a stack on a dip, Bitcoin got more scarce than it already is. If you and I, if all of us are like this, we make Bitcoin more scarce. And what does a higher level of scarcity do for the future? It makes the future price increases that much more exponential. What is more scarce goes up in value more violently. Every dip, we're guaranteeing that the future rises in the value of what we have are going to be bigger because we have contributed to a rare asset becoming rarer, becoming more scarce. The numbers of people coming into Bitcoin are only going to increase forever. We've already talked about this as well, that there's 250,000 net new human beings that come on Earth every single day. That's 250,000 new cell phone owners in the future every day, 250,000 new car drivers, or 250,000 new laptop owners or computer users, 250,000 English speakers, 250,000 whatever, but 250,000 future Bitcoiners. Bitcoin will be adopted forever, but its supply will shrink forever, creating this massive supply squeeze for the future. Every single time you and I buy, we are guaranteeing that our wealth in the future goes up more exponentially because we have contributed to removing more of the supply, making it scarcer than it already is, while all of these people are going to keep coming in to a shrinking asset. We are shrinking an already shrunk asset. This is a mathematical guarantee for the future. Do you understand what I'm saying here? We're doing this as we buy the dip. And you know what? These OTC desk and market makers, in short periods of time, manipulating the price to kind of drop it. They can play little games. I did this on Wall Street for nine years. I spent 9 years on an OTC desk. I know the games that are played. Do you understand? And I like to punish these assholes. You know how we punish them? We punish them by every time they try to shake the tree, we grab it. We grab what they're trying to grab. You see, they shake the tree to try to get the weak hands to drop it, and we pick it up. They're dropping it for us. They're bringing it to us. You understand? And we punish them by taking the very thing that they were trying to get to. I love it. Yeah. Price manipulated. Yeah, but guys, you know, in one way, you know, I'm using the term manipulation. It's really too strong of a word. It's not illegal. Like, I find that some people think that this is wrong, which in a sense means that I shouldn't be using the word manipulation. I should be using the word market maneuvers. These market maneuvers are legal, a normal part of every market environment. You understand? And so, but, you know, I played those games, and why shouldn't they? In reality, why shouldn't they? Why shouldn't, if I have a fiduciary responsibility to pick up Bitcoin at the least expensive price that I can, and I see right on chain a whole bunch of degenerate traders just lined up with their 100-to-1 leverage buys at this price, if I can knock that, if I can temporarily dump some Bitcoin to knock the price back below their liquidation points, and then they will knock it back. Their liquidations will knock back the next layer of liquidations, will knock back the lower level of liquidations. And I sit there at the bottom and collect at the bottom. I've done the right thing for my client. That's not freaking illegal. Selling is not illegal. Selling with the idea that if I sell enough, it'll trigger this domino effect. That's not illegal. And this actually contributes to wiping out the degenerates. They should learn their lesson. Right? You don't want these dips to happen, these cascading dips, then stop being a freaking degenerate then. They're the ones contributing to it. These dips wouldn't be that deep if it weren't for these degenerates. All you got to do, imagine a row of dominoes. All you got to do is press one domino, and one domino knocks the other 8 down. All right. So these market makers, these OTC desks, all they have to do is knock. There's 9 dominoes in a row, all liquidation levels. If they just knock the first one, they have to sell enough to knock the first one down. Then they sit at the 9th one. Do you understand? That's how the game is played. They sit at the 9th one and wait. Okay, 3rd one's down, 4th one's down, 6th one's down, 7th one's down, 8th one's down. Boom! And scoop up. This is what I'm trying to teach you to do. Scoop those dips up. You know, join these guys. But nothing that they're doing is illegal. It's not. All right. I'm making you want to get a home equity line. I hope I'm putting a fire up under you, because this is how the game is played. This is how you win at this, guys. Think about this. Listen to me carefully. This statement I'm about to make. There has never been a dip in almost 16 years that has not rewarded the Bitcoin buyer. the dip buyer. Never. Think about this, guys. Think about this. Think of, like, I'm saying 100% accuracy, 100% certainty. We've got 16 freaking years of proof that not a single dip has ever failed to reward a dip buyer, ever. So if you're still not convinced, how many freaking more years do you need? You need another 16? You need another, you need to be on your deathbed and then you start buying the dips? Like, you got 16 of them. You don't, you shouldn't need to see any more. Every dip has rewarded, every single one, 100%. It's crazy, right? Yes. All right. So, all right, guys, let me finish this list. So we got that dips eliminate the degenerates. They eliminate the passers-by, the triers, the tourists. Okay. They increase the stacks of true believers like us. We make that ladder to heaven. The dips help us make that ladder jump higher, that ladder that we're creating every quarter, every month, every week, or whatever frequency it is. But the dips help us to jump that ladder higher. Okay? These dips also make Bitcoin more scarce, and anything that becomes more scarce down the line has a more exponential price increase. So we are guaranteeing a more exponential price increase today. In the future, not now, but in the future, we're guaranteeing it because we have just made Bitcoin more scarce today. There's a delayed effect with this, but we've guaranteed it for the future. Next point. The dips that, because no dip has ever failed, every successfully recovered dip increases the number of us. Do you understand? You follow this? It increases the number of our type, the true believers. So every time it's like Bitcoin dropped to 49 and came all the way back up to almost all-time new highs, that recovery created a new group of believers. So now, from that point, the next dips, they're going to be more confident buying. And each one that keeps coming back, the confidence grows and grows and grows. And so every dip increases true believers, increases dip buyers of the future, which means that in the future, dips get shallower and shallower and shallower. Do you understand? It's powerful. Now, let me see if I can find this on X for you to demonstrate this for real. I'm going to see if I can find it. I don't know how to do this on my page here. Let me see. No, I can't find it now, but I wanted to show you Bitcoin's history of declines. I posted this on a variety of occasions. I just don't know how to search for it. Let me see if I can find it in my pictures. I might be able to find it here. Give me a second here. Give me a moment. This is worth the wait, guys. If I can find it very quickly here. This is worth the wait. But what I want to show you, oh, this is it. This is, got it. Okay, so I want to show you this Let's do it. Same. Boom. All right, check it out. Okay. See that? So this is every single major Bitcoin dip, major ones, not the little dips like we're experiencing now, a little dip. I'm talking about the major bear market dips. Now look at the first one, 94%. That's cycle one. All right, look at cycle two, 87%. Cycle three, 84%. Look at this last drop, 78%. This is all before, guys, institutional sponsorship, FASB rule changes, small nation states making Bitcoin legal tender, other nation states starting to Bitcoin mine, Bitcoin on the presidential election ballot, on as a running point. You know, all the things, guys, pension funds adding Bitcoin. You know, even without all of that, every decline got shallower because of what I'm telling you. Because as every dip recovers, it increases the number of people who become true believers in it. And then they start buying the dips more in the future, which causes a shallower dip. Now that you have institutional dip buyers in the game, you're not going to see 78%. You're not even going to see anything near 78%. Next bear market drop is going to be like 40%. Because if we, you and I, the little people, created shallower declines, imagine the 10, 20, 50, 200, $500 billion institutions joining the dip buying game. You're not coming down here like this ever again, ever. No, you're not going to see 78% declines in the future. The bear markets are going to be shallower forever. You've got a different player in the game. You've got a permanent dip buyer in the game. You've got a permanent institutional bid in the game. And it's a big money bid. It's a big money dip buyer. And so if we created shallower dips, imagine the the 100, 200, $500 billion club joining the dip buying game. So every dip that comes back increases the number of true believers, which then go become future dip buyers forever. And so you see how special these things are? What these dips accomplish? Let's go on to the next thing. All right. Gamma squeeze coming. You know it. Check this out. I think this is the last one. Every single dip you buy, every single dip you buy, 4 years from now, you are wealthier. From that buy, did you hear me? You have guaranteed that 4 years from now, you are wealthier, more independent, more financially free, bigger than you are, bigger than you've ever been, stronger than you've ever been, more powerful than you've ever been. You've guaranteed it mathematically with this dip buy. Every single one is guaranteed to be higher by orders of magnitude than this last one, and the one you're making now. Do you understand this? When I was buying the dip from 4,000, when I was buying the dip from 4,800 to 4,300, 48 to 4,800 to 4,300, 4,300 to 3,800. I bought that dip. I'm orders of magnitude higher than that dip. I bought the dip from 17.8, 17.3, 16.8, 16.3, 15.8. Boom. I'm orders of magnitude higher than that dip. This will go on forever. Why? Because Bitcoin is a shrinking asset. It's becoming more and more scarce while the demand is exploding week by week. It's freaking maths, guys. It's mathematically designed to make you wealthier every single 4 years because it's mathematically designed to become more scarce and unavailable every 4 years. Forever. It will never stop. Ever. So the dip, if you bought today, just know you made yourself richer, wealthier 4 years from today. And it will never not be so. Never. It will never not be so. Never. Not in your lifetime, not in your kids' lifetimes. All right? John, I hope you clarified that. That's right. Forever. Got it. All right. Yes. Thank you very much. Coffee, please. So, guys, you know, what the crazy thing is, and I'm going to end on this point. The crazy thing for me is that I fought for so long to get people back in the early, mid 1990s. Guys, I was one of the most sought after speakers on the topic of trading, still to this very day. In the entire trading industry community. I mean, firms would invite me in to speak to their traders, this and that, I'd be invited to these industry-wide events, keynote speaker, the whole 9 yards. And I remember pounding the table on why a shorter term oriented trading style was going to eat their lunch. I'm talking to Wall Streeters, right? And I tried to explain to them that shortening their time frame into a smaller, shorter holding period would help them keep ahead. But if they didn't, the short-term traders were coming for their lunch. And it happened. Now, I explain this because I'm saying interest rates are going to be on a multi-decade low, making shorter-term oriented trading as a profitable enterprise easier to accomplish because you're trying to beat the cost of money. So if interest rates are high, a longer-term holding period is obviously more useful. But when interest rates are low, a shorter-term time frame can be more effective. So interest rates coming down, collapse in commission rates were happening at this time. You understand? Lowering the barrier to entry, the advent of the internet, new order handling rules, giving individuals the ability to trade from their laptops. All of this was going to rush in a more short-term oriented market player. And I was pounding the table on Wall Street that if they did not adjust, they were going to get their lunch taken. And it did for a while until they adjusted. Now, why do I tell you that? I tell you that because today I have the freaking opposite fight with you mofos. I got to stop you from thinking short term with this thing. Think short term somewhere else. This thing is forever. There are certain things that are forever, guys. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things forever. Like you don't give them up. There's certain things you regard as the win. Bitcoin is the win. If you have Bitcoin, you won. You don't throw the win back. I know some people who fish throw their prize back. I get that. But this is not it. When you get Bitcoin, you won. You don't throw that back. This thing will win forever, every 4 years of your life. Why are you going to throw it back? You've just thrown back your whole life's gains. You understand? So I got to stop you from thinking like, well, yeah, you know, I'm gonna buy at the low and I'm gonna sell at the high. No, you're just gonna buy the next decline and you're gonna keep everything, and you're gonna create the ladder. You understand? There's no selling here. Like El Salvador is not freaking selling, people. Do you understand? There's no dip in that chart. Do you understand? At least right now, they understand that you don't throw this back. You keep stair stepping your way to heaven. You buy and sell everything else to get this. And when you get this, you consider it a permanent win. You don't give your prize back. And so now my battle in the latter part of my professional life is the opposite of what it was in the beginning of my professional life. Convincing you bozos, stop being so short-sighted. Stop being so short-term. It's the freaking opposite now. That's right. Bitcoin's forever. That's right. Now, guys, another thing, I know I said that was going to be the last thing I said. This is going to be the last thing I say. I'm going to let you go. All right. Too many of you are getting fooled by the excess part of a move. I want you to hear me out on this, right? The excess Bitcoin produces a move. Let's say a move to the upside, right? But there's always an excessive part of a move. When it moves down, there's an excessive part of the down move. You guys get hung up too much on the excessive part of the move. Let me explain what I mean. Bitcoin had a cycle low. Maybe I can bring it up. Bitcoin had a cycle low, right? I'll bring it up for you. It's easier for me to demonstrate it right on the chart for you. That'll be cool. And then I promise I'll let you go. So I'm going to make the moving averages disappear here for a second, just so that they don't get in the way here. Give me a second here. Did I do this wrong? There we go. And where's that other one? A second here. Can I find it? Oh, here it is right here. Okay, good. All right, good. So what you see here, guys, is Bitcoin's cycle low, right? Get back to it here. I want to show you something here. You see, these moves here, there's noise in here. All right? But in truth, people, there's really only one move. The zigzag is false. You've got to see the straight line through it. Let me show you. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, let me show you what I mean here. Give me a second here. What the heck happened? Did I eliminate something here? Okay, let me show you. What happened here? All right. If from around just under 16, if Bitcoin, instead of having excessive parts of its move, if it instead just more gradually move the whole way, you see the excess on top of this line? You see the excess now on bottom of the line? You see the excess on top of the line? You see the excess on the bottom of the line? And boom. You see, if Bitcoin moved ever so gradually without excessive bumps to the upside and without excessive, move this back here. If Bitcoin didn't have the excess part and it just had the beeline straight part, you wouldn't have any issue with this. You would think this is one of the most successful, this is the most successful thing on planet Earth. It just keeps going up and up and up. And that's what it does. It's just what fools you is the excessive parts. So let's go over the excessive parts again, right? You get fooled by this, and then when it drops, you get disappointed because you focused on the excess. Because you focused on this excess, this drop makes you disappointed. This one too. So you get disappointed with these. Then you focus again on this, the excess, and you get disappointed with the pullback. You focus on this, and then the dip makes you disappointed when really all you're seeing is just the market get a little too ahead of itself, but it's coming back to its mean reversion, which is straight up. This straight up will be forever. Now I'm showing you on the weekly time frame. We can take this to a different time frame and I'll show you the same thing. All right, let me show you the same thing. All right, so look at the same thing. If I show you a different time frame, I'm going to take this, let's do 4 months. All right. So here's the entire life of Bitcoin, the entire almost 16-year life. Now, I will admit that the first part of its life is sort of price discovery here. All right, this is price discovery. So let's take it from here. Now, look, if Bitcoin just did a straight line, you would have absolutely no issue with Bitcoin. Do you understand? You're focused on the excessive part of the move instead of the mean, which is straight up and to the right. Tell me you understand what I'm saying, guys. Are you picking up what I'm laying down here? Does this make sense? That you get too hung up on the excessive part of the move, so you lose sight that Bitcoin is just straight up and to the right all the time, all the time. It's never not straight up and to the right. Never, ever. And it never will be in your whole lifetime. You pay too attention to the excessive moves up and the excessive move down. Sometimes it overshoots on the downside. Sometimes it overshoots on the upside. But the mean is straight up and to the right, and it will be for hundreds of years, thousands of years. We know this by simple maths. Growing population, shrinking supply. It doesn't matter really what causes it. Just you need to know that it's always straight up and to the right. And you can't let the excessive parts of the move throw you from that. You use them. So I'm not telling you to sell the excessive run-ups. That's dumb. I'm telling you that's dumb. What you do is you buy the excessive drops and you create the ladder, the stair step that never dips. That's what El Salvador is doing. That stair step is never dips. And they're going to, if they don't stop, become one of the largest and most profitable, richest countries in South America. They're going to go from the bottom of the list to number one in South America because they're laddering properly. They're not letting the excessive parts of the move fool them. Because in truth, guys, that ladder that I showed you is really this line, this straight line. You're letting the USD denominated price make you forget about this straight line up and to the right. It's fooling you. It's trying to shake you. It's trying to be violent enough to give you this impression that you should be getting off and on, when in fact you should be riding that blue line like your life depended on it. All right? What is the theoretical max market cap? 30 trillion? Oh, dude. Boy, do you need to update that thinking. Holy crap. Whoa. 30 trillion. 30 trillion? For the hardest asset known to man, the scarcest asset in the world, the rarest asset in the world, the most secure network on planet Earth, the thing that's mathematically designed to rise in value every 4 years. 30 trillion? What? That's crazy. That's freaking crazy. Come on. You gotta be smarter than that. Let's see what did shoot. Did I have it here? Guys. These things come up and I just have these things all over the place, but let me just show you this very quickly. Instead of my word, okay? Let me see if I can take you to a higher authority here. Because I'm just a dude on the internet, right? I'm gonna take you to a higher authority here. Why don't we go to, let's do this. Okay. What the heck am I doing here? Let's go to this. I'll show you. Let's go to this. Okay, so we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. Okay. I think I got it right? That's it, right? Okay. Get myself out of the way here. Now, this is Hal Finney's early prediction, right? I don't know if you can see this. Maybe you can, but this is easy to find, guys, online. I'm going to read it to you. All right. So Hal Finney, one day, all right, one day after mining Bitcoin, January 11th, 2009, he gets it already. As an assuming thought experiment he has, I'm reading on the next to last paragraph. As an assuming thought experiment, he's writing this to Satoshi Nakamoto and anyone else who would read it on the cypherpunk list. Imagine that Bitcoin is successful and becomes the dominant payment system in use throughout the world. Then the total value of the currency should be equal to the total value of all the wealth in the world. Current estimates of total worldwide households wealth that I have found range from 100 trillion to 300 trillion. Now we know that that number today is 900 trillion. With 20 million coins, he used 20 million to make it easier to do the math than 21 million. With 20 million coins, that gives each coin a value of about $10 million. He's using 100 million. January 11, 2009, he's using 100 million. As a thought experiment, granted, but this is far more successful than probably Hal Finney could have possibly imagined. And now that global wealth is 900 trillion, you have to think at least a third for the best money the world has ever had, the soundest money the world has ever had, the hardest money the world has ever had, the most secure money the world has ever had, the only money that no one can take, no one can steal, no government can change, alter, debase, inflate away, or take or confiscate from you. It's got to be at least 1/3 of the world's value, which is 900 trillion today. You know, so no, 30 trillion is too little. All right. All right, guys. All right. That's my talk with you today, guys. All right. I hope you got something out of it. I hope I didn't bore you too much here. If I have, I'll try to be better next time. I try to get better every single time. All right. But listen, guys, you know what to do. Do not let these dips, people, throw you. Do not let these market maker shakeouts and these cascading liquidations of the frickin' degenerates knock you out of your generational wealth's future. Don't let it do that. It's silly. Don't get fooled by the excessive moves above and below that that straight up diagonal line straight up into the right. Do not let that line go. All right? This is designed to reward you every 4 years for the rest of your life. You don't let something like that go. You don't let something shake you out of that. All right? Every week or every 2 weeks or every month or every 2 months or every quarter, just create that ladder to heaven. Create that stair step. If you can ensure that I have a little bit more Bitcoin this quarter than I did last quarter, if you can do that every quarter of your life, even if it's what you consider an insignificant bump, if you can just create that ladder, your children's 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 children will remember your name. All right? All right, guys. Go to work. Stack harder. Ciao for now. Boom. Boom. My name is Oliver Velez, and I am your 13%er Bitcoiner. Be safe out there, and until next time. Boom.